Good morning and welcome to another Satiro Day with Rook and Salann.
I'm Rook. Good
And I'm
morning.
Salann. Good morning. We are going to continue our split reads for a little while because I think it went very well last week and I enjoyed it, and it allows me to help teach Rook how to edit because he's going to have to take over that at some point.
Yes, edit
Woohoo!
on the edit, layman on the edit.
Okay,
Okay.
so we're going to roll the intro. But no, in all seriousness, I really had fun last week. I enjoyed the doing it different and having this. I think we'll do this for a while. Um, it's been fun. So I will be using and a couple of things. I'm going to change how we edit just to make things a little bit easier on the long run. So like putting the boxes and the backs and all that stuff in, I'm probably going to stop doing that and just stay hyper focused on the cards to make editing a little bit smoother. But anyway, today for our weekly tarot, I will be using Tarot of the Abyss, which I've used a few times before. Beautiful deck, great energy, great imagery, and I'm excited. And we're going to pull our cards. So, Rook, what deck are you using?
We'll be using the Morgan Greer today. One of my favorite decks. Morgan Greer and Lightseer are my two favorites. And today we'll be using the Morgan Greer.
All right, thank you for sharing that with us 9 times in 10 different ways. That was sarcasm, in case you missed it. Do you want to start this week? Since I started
I
last week?
will.
All
I
right, so
will.
you pull one, I pull one, you pull one, I pull one.
All right.
Oh, shit. Go ahead.
All right. So first up this week, it's all about emotional intelligence and control with the King of Cups. We're going to need some calm energy, some control, and think before you speak this week. It's not the week to fly off the handle or shoot from the hip. Really think things through for an intelligent response and reaction. Be aware of your emotions.
I really want to learn where fly off the handle came from. I think that's a witchy term for some reason. But anyway, first card for me actually is the Tower.
Ooh,
So
maybe you need King of Cups to go with the
maybe.
tower.
But if we're talking about our weekly energy read, the Tower is really going to be that reminder of letting things change and kind of allowing them to fall apart around you to leave what's left as exposed so that it can be built back up. It's a very vulnerable position to be in, so will likely find some vulnerability in the next week where you're not comfortable. But if you don't allow that vulnerability to come through the loss and the change of all of what's underneath it, then we're going to find ourselves repeating the same mistakes over and over. So the Tower is often talked about as one of the, ooh, it's the Tower card, it's terrible. That's actually even becoming cliche to even say that that's what people think about it because we're all learning. It's a cycle. And so the Tower is not at the beginning or the end of the cycle, but it is at the middle. It is 16, well, it's a little more towards the end, but its representation isn't necessarily the end of something. It's the the structure pulling itself apart so that something better can be built in its place. So we'll be looking at energies this week of being uncomfortable and a little bit vulnerable, adding that to the King of Cups. We're going to need to have some hold on that stable emotion so that we don't rock ourselves to the wrong way.
Awesome. My next card for the week is Strength. So, again, excuse me. So you're going to need to be um, kind of calm this week. You know, you catch more flies with honey than vinegar, or whatever the saying is. You're going to accomplish things this week, but you don't need to rush. Don't make jump decisions. Stay in control of your emotions and use a gentleness and your strength is in your thought process and the way you respond this week. Strength.
I've always liked the strength card of its representation of things that are um, what I often call that kindness and strength, or that the strength that requires you to go outside of your area of what may be comfortable to you, and really kind of speak to um, really just how all that works for you, like how all of that energy comes together for you to be not hubris and not pushy, but just look, I can help you. Let me help you. You do it, and you do it because it's the right thing. And who's barking? Um, but just oh god, they're all going to start in a minute. But I'm just doing it in a right way. I guess I don't know. It's just such a good card. I mean, it can alter any other card. For example, if you're using strength in this reading to alter the King of Pentacles, then it's saying, it's going to be outward strength, and then we add it to the Tower, and it's like your result is going to be strength, to be strong but be vulnerable. And then we're going to add in my next card, which is the Six of Pentacles. And sixes can often be some concerns, especially when things are going on. But the Six of Pentacles is really it's a different card. It's the flow of in and out and forward back and process cycling almost, where you give and you get. So recognize that you should not be the only one giving to a relationship or an energy, and you should not be the only one receiving energy from something for a long period of time. And I do believe that it's okay to sometimes be 100% giving and 100% receiving, but those should be short periods of times. It's often 60-40, 80-20, both ways. It changes, it flows. And so the Six of Pentacles is talking about allowing that flow to occur. And you need to be in an energetic exchange. So this week, Six of Pentacles is coming up saying you have to pay a little more attention to that. Maybe you are being used and abused, or maybe you are using and abusing. So pull that energy back and take a peek at it, see where it is, and see which side you're on. It's okay to get on either side. We're not judging, and I'm not talking about abuse like hitting. I'm talking about just taking energy or too much energy. See which side you're on and try to make that balance back to normal. So in a relationship, if you feel like you are always the person, giving something, make sure that you look at that and see, am I really? Because there's other things that could be happening behind the scenes, and you need to address that. You need to see that in order to make some positive movement this week. And it's the same thing when it comes to work. If you are giving and not getting much back from your work, now granted you get paid, but there's more to it than that. If that's not happening, you want to see how you can set that balance a little bit better.
All right. And for my third and final card for the week, I have a victory card, the Six of Wands. Wands. Wands? I'll say wands. Staves. Six of staves.
That's better.
Victory is yours. It's all about leadership this week. If you remain in control of your thoughts, your emotions, don't react harshly. Just to recap mine and go through with a clear heart and mind, you'll be victorious. You may emerge as the leader in a situation. It may be at work, it may be in family, but you're going to be victorious and get out of this week's going to be okay. It's a good week.
And then our last card, Queen of Cups. So the
Ooh.
Queen of Cups, yes, she likes to show up when there is a need for somebody to be present to kind of help hold your hand or hold you close to comfort. So again, if we're talking about setting balances straight, we're talking about Tower energy, and we're talking about other Cups and Wands energy of putting things in a place that actually has a movement to it, and there's going to be some vulnerability and a little bit of hurt. The Queen of Cups says, rely on your friends and those that are around you that can help support you through that. Remember, when we do a weekly read, these energies aren't literally like the next 7 days. They could be the next 3 weeks. It could be the next 5 months. But it's the energy that's kind of formulating at the moment to give you some guidance. So in that time frame, let yourself be supported by those you trust. Let those that can help calm you down, calm you down. If you have somebody that you just call to, you know, hey, say, hey, I need to be present right now, things aren't going very well, then be that person and do that. It's also a time based on the Tower, the Six of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups on my side, and then Rook's cards with the Cups and the Wands. Also to reconnect to old friends and reconnect to old things that have served you well and that you maybe have forgotten. So maybe ancestral and or friend related, or connecting with somebody that's effective and positive for you. So that is it for me. Any other comments?
Yeah, that what you just said really resonates with me from a practice standpoint. It's literally what I'm going through. It's like not trying to get all the new, what am I learning? Yes, that's important, but I've literally been yanked back into the foundation and the reasons of what I started, with Wicca, and some of those things and ideas are coming back into my life.
Yeah, and that's important too for everybody. Like we talk about in this read, it's not all water. We've got a pretty good balance and representation of everything. But you did you have an air card? I can't remember.
Uh,
I don't think so.
no,
Okay.
wands,
Yeah.
stabs, fire, fire,
Yeah, so we've got a little bit lack of air. Last week we had a ton of air. I remember we were
lot.
talking about lots of mind and movement. Even last night's tarot had some air in it. And this does not, but that doesn't mean it's absent. It just means the focus is changing, right? And so we're moving this energy towards a cups energy. And if you think about it, cups' representation is generally the West, right? What is the West? The area and land of sunset. It's the Summerland. It's the fall, the ending of something before it goes to the stop point and then to restart the cycle. So it often speaks to, when you pull a lot of water, of reconnecting to things that have sunset for you. Maybe their cycle has come back around. It is a moment where we should be open to and bring those things back into our lives. Nothing says everything is permanent, and nothing says you have to bring something back into your life that you shouldn't. But when the West speaks, when the water speaks, when the sunset speaks, it's telling you it's okay to look over the horizon at the things that maybe either you need to leave or that have left you that are coming back up on the other side, right? And so that's a common theme that you'll see if there's a lot of water in a reading, that there's an ancestral connection or a rekindling connection that's necessary, that will give you a lot of value and strength in your practice, even if it's not related. So if you have somebody that you haven't talked to in a while, I know we have somebody we haven't talked to, and I'm glad we did, and need to pay more
Yes.
attention to that. But if you have somebody that's recently reached out or you've been thinking about, go ahead and call them. Go ahead and talk to them and say hi. So that is it for us for today, for the Saturday.
Good cards.
Good
Read.
cards. If you have any comments, make sure you write them in the comment section below so that we know what your thoughts are on these cards. Do you like the cards? Are they pretty? Do you hate them? Do they suck? Do you want to tell us maybe how your version of the read would be different? Because I'd love to learn that kind of stuff. And yeah, and subscribe, because we want that subscription stuff. And we do promise one day we'll get some more videos out here. I don't know when that's ever going to happen, but we will.
Yes, we will.
All right. Anything else, Rook?
Not from me. Enjoy your weekend. Be calm, be in control, and pay attention.
Toodles.
Bye.
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 All right. Why are you drinking out of my mug?
Is it your mug?
It
Or
is.
perhaps we both have one?